To be able to see how a class is performed on an assessment, you will do the following. First, once you log into Buzz, please make sure you're in your teacher app. If you do not see the words Teacher App in the upper left-hand corner, please go over to the right, click on your waffle here, and switch to your teacher app. Once you are in your teacher app, you want to choose the course you want to look at the analytics for. So in this case, for Miss Prince, I'm going to go down to her English, and I'm going to click on her gradebook icon. In the gradebook, I see the students, and up top are my assignments. I'm going to go over to the assessment the students just took, and I'm actually going to click on the assessment title in the gradebook. In the activity grader screen, I can see how each student performed based on grades. In the tabs, where it says activity grader, you also have a tab that says analytics. When you click on the analytics tab, you will get the data from the assessment your students just took. In here, you will see frequency of scores. You'll see the number of students who took the test, your mean of scores, the plethora, and you'll be able to see the count of how many students scored in A, B, C, or D. Down below in questions, you will be able to see the difficulty and the discrimination. What's nice here is over to the left in the extreme, you're going to see a down arrow. When you click that down arrow, you're going to be able to see the question, and you're going to be able to see the answers, and it will tell you what percentage of students chose which answer. When you look at this, you'll notice that the correct answer will be in green, while the wrong answer will be in red. So in this case, 88% of my students chose the correct answer, while 13% chose the incorrect answer. And the numbers appear next to the answers that the students chose. So if my students had chosen the incorrect answers of these two, I would have a number of percent here of which students chose this answer. So this is one way where I'm able to see what type of questions were missed and what percentage of my students chose the correct answer versus the incorrect answer. You're also going to notice on this number 2 that I have a symbol here. If I hover over the symbol, it's telling me I have a negative in the discrimination. This means that students who did well on the rest of the assessment answered this one incorrectly. In this case, I probably need to relook at the question. Is it something that I need to go back and reteach? Was it a bad question and I need to throw it out? Was an answer incorrect and in actuality my students actually chose the correct answer versus the incorrect answer? If I decide, for number 8 especially, that I don't want to keep this question, maybe it was a question that needed to be thrown out, what I can then do is click down here where it says remove question from the score, and then it's going to actually remove that question, and Buzz will redo and recalculate all of the scores for my students based on the fact that this question was now taken out of the test. Moving down, and this is all sortable too, so this works just like an Excel file. If I go and I want to see the difficulties on top, discriminations on top, numbers, I can sort this all. I'm going to skip the learning objective mastery for a second. We'll come back to that. Down below, as a teacher, I'm going to be able to see my students, their proficiency, and here are my standards up here, and I'm going to be able to see how my students ranked. You need to think of this as a 1 or a 4, 3, 2, 1, and a 0 in regards to your state assessments and how they're ranked. So in this case, a student received an A. They got this standard correct, but yet they failed a lot on my standard for RL 8.4 or for 8R4. So those are two standards that this specific student needs to be able to look at. So this is how you would be able to see accuracy for each question, for each specific question of the overall assessment for students, and then being able to drill down into the individuals.